So, has anyone talked to the Almighty lately? Like, I know it's been a while here, but I just curious because I've been so backed up on my paperwork here that I haven't even like looked up out of a computer. There's so many souls I need to process right now.
I haven't heard anything. His calendar is literally booked for at least the next century, if not longer. And well, it's not like his admin, the Metatron, is actually answering any calls either.
Well, I've got some good news. The Book of Good News has everything we need to know from the Almighty themselves.
We need a little bit more than that Book of Good News. It's really dated.
So it's normal. You guys aren't getting emails either, right?
No, the Metatron doesn't talk to anybody. It's really frustrating, actually. I don't even know why we have that guy.
Okay, because to be honest, I couldn't get into my email for the last 200 years. I finally found the password. I had caps lock on, but I'm not getting emails, and I thought that was a me problem.
Well, no, it's not a you problem, but how do you lose your password for 200 years?
Do you know how many special characters we have?
Yeah, that's fair.
It's got a point. Yeah.
I did figure it out, though, so. Yeah.
Well, it's about time you figured it out. 200 years. I mean, seriously, Ramiel is correct. Like, how do you lose your password for 200 years and then you figure out that it's a cap lock? Come on now.
I wrote it down, and then I was doing work, and I wrote it down, and it fallen out of my bag.
You wrote it down. Do you understand how much paperwork I have here? And you try to write something down, you're gonna lose that.
Yes, well, now I do.
Paperwork. How is that going?
We're not gonna speak about the paperwork. The paperwork is stacked. You can't even see it behind my. I have it tucked away behind my whatever this thing is. This laptop, computer, heavenly scry. I don't know, but I'm way backed up. It is a lot. We should really talk about some automated processing here because this is beyond some Six Sigma stuff. We need to be doing Seven Sigma, lean down the processing here.
I think I can help you with that. We can take this offline.
Well, do we have interns finally? Did we decide to hire some souls? Did we decide that, people could finally be helping us out around here a little bit? All these people die.
Can we get any doing?
That's.
I can help some people out if you guys need help.
This is
actually funny you bring that up, Ramiel. I do actually have the Purgatory Mentoring Program as one of my scaling initiatives that I want to talk about later this meeting.
Oh,
yeah.
Can I trust them? Like, are you sure that like they should be helping us?
There are definitely some NDA issues that we need to work out, but this is really more kind of a pitch meeting. We can work out a lot of the details if we decide that we want to go forward with it. So.
I'm all for this intern idea, though. I like this. The Purgatory Souls is a good one. I was just thinking we take the people here in heaven because they're all growing really lazy.
Mm-hmm. Well, actually, that's part of it. The interns themselves would be the souls here in heaven. They would be going down to Purgatory specifically to recruit some of the souls that are already about 90% of the way there and just need a little bit more mentoring to actually
testing 1 2 3
make their way up the full ascension program.
Wait. We got to pump the brakes. We got to pump the brakes on that one. How many people are you getting to help me process those souls? The ones in Purgatory, are saving me a couple of decades here.
Okay, as I am speaking, if they
that's the thing.
I'm just going to continue.
If they're eligible for this program, that's paperwork you don't actually have to do.
Captions continue.
That they basically, that'll all be automated through the process, so it doesn't actually even have to cross your desk.
Oh, okay.
You got my vote.
All right. So it sounds like they can.
I'll be discussing it a little bit later.
All right. So it sounds like they can hear me. I'm just barely. They could barely hear me.
Let's turn off the noise suppression then.
What do you need me to do?
So if anybody needs help with anything, I can totally help out.
Just take over. Just take over.
Well, Now that you say that, would you like to take over, answering prayers and whatnot? I've been kind of stuck in this position for a very long time, and it's not my forte.
Oh, right.
I could totally do that. I love answering prayers.
Wait, Orpheus, I got a question for you. If you're gonna take over all the prayers, you want to take over the porcelain prayers too? You know, the ones that are praying to the porcelain gods?
Yeah, those are not fun to listen to.
Well, I mean, I can
Those
totally
are already Sorry, go
shine
ahead.
light. I mean, have you done the thing where you push like the motivational memes when they open up their Instagram accounts?
I'm sorry, what's a meme?
Or meme, sorry.
What, a meme?
Yeah, the motivational memes, like they're amazing right now. People love them.
I've seen some of them. The cat ones are particularly enjoyable. Hang in there, kitty.
What's a meme?
So, if anybody's feeling down, like you just kind of pop it to their phone, and when they open their phone, it's like their phone, and they just see something that's so happy.
See,
they love it.
That's the thing.
What?
It's a little hard for me to care on that aspect, but it's more with the voices. It's a little annoying to hear the porcelain prayers all the time. They all want the same thing, and they just all need to stop eating some chimichangas like way too late at night.
Are we not supposed to be answering those?
What was that?
Are we not supposed to be answering those?
Well, that depends on the source, actually. If it's more along the lines of the Chipotle cleanse, then maybe yes. If it's a little bit more on the intoxication end, then they're actually going directionally the way they need to be going according to pre-existing contracts.
Oh.
Yeah. It's just more of the listening. It's just when you hear it, you're just like, can these humans please stop?
They are a little disgusting.
Elgor, is that in the new process manual?
Should be.
All right, everyone. I think we're ready to continue.
Oh, fantastic.
So, yes, thank you for coming to our meeting today. I'm going to continue to read what is on here from for our angel Margo Gray as to how this board procedure is supposed to happen. So there is an element of this game called relationships. Now, obviously, as you can see, some relationships have been formed here because if you know each other for thousands of years, relationships develop. However, someone may have had a bad day in the past 250 years. So, I'm going to read this directly from the document. So, relationships. Players will be assigned predetermined relationships at the start of the game. However, these angels have known each other for thousands of years, so other relationships exist. These are the kids you grew up with, the co-workers you can't escape, the family you talk to every day, and the peers that you vent to after a long day of working with beings who don't understand you or can't even look at your true form. They were with you when you were made and will always be there. Love them or hate them, they've all you got. So, there are two elements here. One is work spouse. So work spouse is the person at work with whom you are the closest. You care about this person and you want them to succeed. You tell them things you wouldn't tell anyone else. So if you look carefully in the Zoom formation, work spouse pairs are the people listed next to each other in the facilitator's video interface starting from the top. Meaning that whoever you're next to, right or left, are your work spouses. Those are the people that you essentially want to do well. Maybe you've had a good interaction with this person. And so in order to formulate that, whether it's like to your left or to your right, or from top to the bottom, here it says that this interface, hold on, let me read that. Work spouse pairs are the people listed next to each other in the facilitator's video interface starting from the top. So in this case, Ted's work spouse is going to be Simiel. Simiel's work spouses is going to be Vangelis and Orpheal, and to some extent Tien. So basically, the person that you're next to is basically your work spouse. That just means that certain people are going to be more popular than others. So to explore that, I'm just going to ask each pair, why do you think favorably of each other? So I'm going to start off with Vangelis and Simiel. Like, why are you work spouses in this whole bureaucracy?
I mean, would you like to go first?
Absolutely. I mean, we all need a natural counterbalance to all of us, and Simiel is very much a wonderful counter to my normal presence. We do we play well together, like a heads and tails of a coin.
Yeah, I'm the shadow to his light over there. But I mean, really, Vangelis here, he really, really helped me out in a pinch when I didn't have enough time to, go take care of some other things because I was processing all the souls. Vangelis like stepped in for a hot second and took over the process and it really helped me out. So I have a lot of respect for my light to my shadow there.
And Simiel has also been providing some wonderful data, which has been really useful in our projects.
And then, so our next pair of work spouses are Barum and Ramiel. So why are you two work spouses? How do you get along, at least in the past 250 years?
Oh, very easy. She's one of the only people that listens to me when I say that we should bring about the flood. I'm telling you guys, it's been 200 years. Let's do it again.
Yeah, we're definitely both the most bitter about how long we've been doing this, and a restart project is starting to sound like the kind of initiative we need to make things exciting again.
Thank you. And she would be a great leader for this. I really think she could, make things happen, make it better.
And forming a triad of work spouses, we have Orpheal, Tien, and Eligor. So why do you three get along, at least in the past 250 years?
Well, in my particular case, both Tien and Orpheal are just so enthusiastic. That kind of energy when I first started out in this particular position was really infectious, and I can relate to that. It also keeps me on my toes and keeps me energized and motivated. So I love that about both of them. There's definitely some additional work that we can do in there, but I'm more than happy to take them in as a mentor, a guide, occasionally a clue by 4 upside the head, but you know.
Honestly, I just think Elgior is really cool. But Orpheal's really fun and has been really good at helping me. We've been planning, Secret Santas, which no one responds to, but they're gonna catch on. And they're also they've been helping us build more team building exercises. That it would be really awesome if you guys would respond to those, please.
I always respond to you, Tien. Like, I'm your biggest fan. We get each other. Like, we get it. Eligor, you keep me grounded and balanced. You're really helpful to make me feel good about myself. So I like that. I like that I can always be there to support you, and I'm not too far up in the clouds.
All right. So we have determined our work spouses. Now there's another element called work nemesis. So the way we determine this is each of my players, direct message me your favorite of the 7 sins. You have 30 seconds to message me what your favorite sin is.
So a quick clarification, is that the player or the character?
Yes.
Oh.
Okay. I see it all coming in. Great. I still have yet to hear from a couple of you. Great. And great. All right. So, the way the mechanic works as described in the character sheet is based on how fast you got your answer to me, the next person on the list who is not your work spouse is your work nemesis. So I will announce who your work nemesis is right now. So, the first nemesis group is going to be, let's see. Okay, so it's not going to be that group. So the first work nemesis group is going to be Simiel, is a work nemesis to Ramiel. So why do you, both of you, not get along?
I think you got a major promotion over me. And it still pisses me off to this day.
Honestly, you really want to take my job? I mean, you can process the souls all you want. I'll take the vacation, but honestly, like, your attitude about not getting a promotion is really ridiculous, Ramiel. It's been 250 years. Get over it.
I could do the job incredibly efficiently, and I would not be backed up.
You know, just because I invented the internet, you don't have to be so upset about it. That's why I got the promotion. If you actually figured out how to invent something, you might actually get a better job.
I made the internet better and faster and more accessible with fiber optic cables, so...
All right, then. So for the next pairing of nemesis, we have Vangelis is a work nemesis to Orpheal. So why do you two not get along? And you can try to talk this out if you're trying to figure out that relationship.
Well, I'm used to doing things very normal and basically by the processes that have been set forth and laid for us, and I don't know, just sometimes...
I don't know why you hate me so much. I just try to make everybody smile. Try to do the best job that I can.
We have to make sure that we have a fluidity to what we do. We need to be confident. We have the light within us. We are the light. Come on, Orpheal.
I am the light. And I'm using my halo as a ring light.
You lost your flaming sword?
Let's not talk about that.
How many times have I...
And how many times have you lost your flaming sword, Vangelis?
A salt lamp to replace
Never.
it.
For my light is my life.
I got a salt lamp instead.
Of course, we all know exactly where you keep it, Vangelis.
Was that Lot's wife you have?
Sorry, I had to shuffle papers for a minute there.
Next, in terms of nemesis, we have Barum. Your nemesis is Eligor. Why do you two not get along?
Because I heard a rumor that Eligor doesn't think that the flood is a good idea.
Well, of course, it's not a good idea. We have very different approaches on how we want to approach the redemption of the world. There's still a lot to work with here, and I think if we actually just disrupt some of our current methods, the problem isn't necessarily with humans. Maybe we need to look at things from a new perspective.
No. It's definitely the humans. We did nothing wrong. It's all them.
Oh, bless your heart.
And this leaves Tien, who doesn't have a work nemesis.
I mean, awesome. I mean, like, everyone likes me. It's fine. I've done nothing wrong ever.
There's just a lot of, oh, honey, going on.
Yeah.
I noticed that some of you all did this motion at the same time. Yeah, the synergy of thousands of years.
Yeah.
So, before we begin, I want to go over the different powers that people have. And so I'll just be very, very brief on what powers you can have if you do not feel like being at the meeting or interacting. Also, what's great about these is that you can use this in real life if you, for some reason, need to bio or something like that. These are the different powers that you can have. They're based off of things that actually happen to us in Zoom. One is called Call Dropped. At any time, if you don't, for any reason, you can drop your call, meaning that you leave chat in order to be unavailable and unreachable. The way you do this is you actually leave chat. And after 2 minutes, you can come back. You do not have to use this power if you don't want to, but basically you say, my call dropped, I'm sorry. The other next power is called Camera Off. For whatever reason, you cannot be seen doing what you're doing. You have the ability for 2 minutes to turn off your camera before you turn it back on. Another power is called Forgot to Mute. In this case, you are doing something on the side. It might be very, very noisy, but it's because you thought you had pressed mute. So use that tactfully. Another power that you have is called Filibuster, which is you are talking much longer than you should be. So for 30 seconds, you get to filibuster your way through interrupting somebody else. And another power is called Excuse Me for a Second. As written, it says, UPS driver is at the door, the office microwave is on fire, or your roommate is calling from the other room. Excuse yourself and step away from the internet device for 2 minutes. So these are powers that you can actually use in the middle of trying to scapegoat each other. However, I have a power called Mute. If I find you obnoxious, I can mute you. And the first commandment of doing angelic boardroom meetings, as written in the document, use your powers wisely and well, and thou shalt not be an obnoxious jerk. Okay. Does anybody have any questions before we actually begin game? Oh, I see on one of them. If we turn cameras off, will that shift the cameras on Twitch? The answer is yes. However, since this format is actually showing all of the Zoom screen as seen, it doesn't matter if we actually shift. But your work spouses and your work nemesis will not change even if you switch positions. Any other questions before we begin? Okay, and if you do have questions in the middle of it, let me know. All right, so now we begin the game of Are You There, God? It's the quarterly earnings report. Okay, let me set one thing. Timer. I do start with my power, which is called Let Us Pray, which begins the board meeting. Let us pray. There we go. Hello everyone, welcome to this quarterly board meeting. Since it's been 250 years, let's start off with having everyone introduce themselves. Let's start off with, give me a moment. There we go, timer is now setting. Let's start off with Evangelist. What I want you to do is introduce yourself, what pronouns you're going by this quarter, and a cute anecdote about humanity that you find that you want to share with the rest of the group. A little icebreaker, if you will.
Okay, great. I'm Vangelis. For this past quarter, I've been using he, him, though we are exploring and looking at they, them for next quarter, but once we have our plans ready. Now, I will say, one of the most amazing things I saw when looking down at humanity recently, there was a young girl who got a puppy for her birthday, and the look of joy on her face, oh, you could just tell that, truly innocence of childhood is our greatest treasure, and children truly are the most beautiful creation of the Almighty, in my humble opinion. Oh.
All right. And next, I would like to go to Barum. Which pronouns are you going by this time for this quarter? And tell us a little anecdote about humanity that you found cute that you want to share with the group.
So I decided to go by she, her this quarter. I decided to test out what it's like. It's a little weird, a little gross. Maybe I'll switch again. Who knows? Humanity that I like. No, I did that. Can you get back to me on that one? They're still kind of gross.
Sure, that's fine. When you come up with it, just let us know. Next, I'm gonna go to Cymiel. Cymiel, are you all right, Cymiel?
Yeah.
Yes.
Just
so
a little tired.
Oh, no problem. I know you're diligent. What pronouns are you going by? And just tell us one of your favorite anecdotes about humanity in the last 250 years.
Okay, I'm still going by she, her. Not a whole lot has changed off of that. In terms of an anecdote, I don't know. I haven't had a whole lot of time to be looking up past my computer. I've been processing the souls, and they've been coming in quite a lot this year. About 1,000. It's a lot, 1,000 a day. So, honestly, like, I really haven't been paying attention. I apologize. I know. It's something that angels should be paying attention to, but I really am very, very far behind in my paperwork.
Duly noted. Next, let's go to Orpheal. Orpheal, what pronouns are you going by in this quarter? And to give us an anecdote about something cute, anything cute that humans did that caught your attention.
Well, wow, the cute stuff. Definitely lots of kitty pictures. Cats are people love cats. Lots of cuddling, hugs, tree hugging. Tree hugging's been the best. Definitely the tree hugging. I like that a lot. That's been really cute. So yeah, I've saved a bunch of people. I'm going by she, her. I usually change it every decade just to kind of keep it fun. Mm-hmm. And more kittens.
Kittens.
Yeah, more kittens.
I understand it's been that kind of a year. Next, I would like to call on Ramiel. Ramiel, if I can have you tell us which pronouns you're going by this quarter, and give us a cute anecdote about humanity that you can share with the group.
Oh, I forgot to unmute myself. I'm Ramiel. I'm going by she, her pronouns this quarter. Thinking about he, him next quarter, though. I think that might be fun. Cute things that humanity has done. They built Disneyland. That was pretty cool. But I feel like someone up here helped them with that, because that place is way too fun for humanity to come up with it. I don't know.
Okay. All right, let's have Tian go. So Tian, what pronouns are you using this quarter? And give us a cute anecdote about humanity. I'm pretty sure you at least have one.
Yes. Hi. I'm using she, her this quarter. I'm thinking about inventing a new one though, at some point. I just have some clarifying questions, if you don't mind.
Sure.
Specifically, how many eyes are we supposed to have when we see mortals? I got the sense that I was using too many, and I think I was gonna dial it back, and I honestly have no frame of reference. And I the last time I tried, I was like, don't be afraid, and they kept screaming, and I was like, you are not listening to what I'm saying. I'm telling you to not be afraid, and they kept screaming. So I'm thinking I whittled it down to an eye thing, or like too many spinning things. It seems like I thought humans liked spinning because they did the Disneyland thing, which made like lots of things that spin around, and that looks like a lot of fun. So I wanted to join that. It seems is that wrong?
No, but I would have you refer to the manual, which usually goes that the typical human being has 2 eyes, so we kind of want to match that. The other thing is maybe the screaming part might have to either be related to volume or hearing. So you may want to adjust one or the other. I understand that sometimes to many of us they're very, very small. So you have to remember it's the equivalent of a human to an ant, and this is us to humans. So adjustment of your expectations is always important.
So give them better hearing before I talk to them.
Sure. Whatever works.
Tian, I did send you a copy of the Be Not Afraid Act as part of your initial onboarding. Now that you finally have access to your email, you should probably be able to find it there.
Yeah, I will. I'll look. It's a little my email's a little backed up, but I will. I promise I will find it and download it as soon as I find it.
Can someone just
there's
help
an email
Tien
search
with that?
Well, there's an email search function. If you just type in the name, type in Eligor's email, and you should find all of the emails she sent to you. Pretty easy to use. Google really designed a good system. Sometimes these humans are smart.
Sometimes.
Rare.
Yes. Oh, and Eligor, please tell us which pronouns you are using this quarter and a cute anecdote about humanity.
Hi, I'm Eligor. I'm using she, her pronouns this quarter. It was definitely a bit of a cultural shift from using he, him last quarter. As far as cute anecdotes, this one's actually a little recent. This one might be a little bit ahead of the curve for some folks, but I've noticed that a lot of the teachings that we tried to push about 2,000 human years ago are really starting to catch on in different ways and in slightly more innovative ways. And there's this icon that has kind of come up as part of that, as like that community and sharing with people. It's from a sports team, and it's this orange furry thing. I think it's called Gritty, but it's super adorable. I love it. I will send you all pictures.
Are you certain that's not from downstairs? Because it's pretty terrifying.
I'm fairly certain it's not from downstairs. It's adorable. I don't know what you're talking about, Vangelis.
C'est quoi Gritty?
Okay, but he's so cute.
He really is.
See, and he gets the eye thing.
Let's see. Oh yeah, before I forget, I'm the head angel Uriel. My pronouns are he, him, and cute thing about humanity, Schrodinger is kind of cute. So Schrodinger postulated this idea that if you have a cat inside a box, that you can't tell whether that cat is alive or dead as long as you don't open the box. The thing is, having lived for thousands of years, most of us know that if you put a cat in a box and you don't feed it and you don't give it air, it is dead. That's just logic. Schrodinger. Learn. Okay. now is time for our regional reports. So I'm gonna have each of you give me about a 2-minute report of just what you've been up to, just so that I can put this into our reports. I'm gonna start off with let's see, who am I supposed to start with? They said up to me. Okay, Orpheal, I'm gonna have you go first.
Yay! Okay, so I've populated the internet with memes, and that's been making people so happy and joyous, and it's been awesome. I also started the hippie movement over again a couple of times, like just kind of redoing that, and a lot of people like it. And so, everybody's been happy. It's been great. A lot of people like God right now, at least those people in, the markets that I'm serving. And yeah.
Can you clarify what a hippie is?
They kind of get high and do drugs and connect with God. And hug a lot of trees.
Aren't drugs sinful?
Shut up, Fetchness. I'm jealous.
Excuse me, don't be telling him to shut up. What do you gotta say for yourself?
I'm sorry.
Advocating drugs.
That said, there are a lot of therapeutic applications that are actually beneficial to humanity. Some of them may come with more hedonistic side effects, but let's weigh the good and the bad here. It's not necessarily a bad thing to have these drugs going on, especially if there's nobody that's really getting harmed. If they're just having a good time and they're not hurting anyone and it's keeping them from hurting other people, what's the harm?
Or themselves.
That too.
Yeah. Nobody, yeah.
So Orpheal, just to clarify, so how are drugs enhancing that connection to God? I don't understand drugs, so I do need an explanation because I don't know drugs.
I don't understand it so much either, but ayahuasca ceremonies, I just watch them and they're like, wow, I now know God. And it's all natural.
Can someone tell me what an ayahuasca is? Is that like a snail or something?
No, it's derived from plants. It's all natural, and people sit around in a circle and they like to play their drums. I remember when people did that a couple thousand years ago. They're doing it all over again.
Like the pagans?
Not well.
Yes.
Harps. They love harps too.
But something else to consider here. These are all natural. These are made out of plants. These are things that either God created himself or some of our superiors had a hand in creating. So it came from us. It can't be that bad.
All right. Thank you, Orpheal, for your report. Next, I'd like to hear from Ramiel.
Yeah. So I tried to fix the human financial crisis. It seems to have only gone to about 1% of the population, if not less. And I don't know how humans keep messing it up. I keep trying to plant ideas and be like, hey, give back and give money to the poor people. And they keep not doing it. So a lot of people are still poor and starving because humans are apparently very selfish. So I think we need to start from scratch, maybe. They really aren't getting it.
Are there ways to get those people who have too much to give to the poor for a balance? I mean, that doesn't require starting over.
They keep hoarding it more and starting movements that they say are in the name of God, to keep their money, and they say that Jesus would want them to have their money. And then poor people can suffer because they don't work hard enough. I've been trying to figure it out because I'm like, we gave you the books, we gave you the teachings, and I keep planting new ideas in heads. I don't know what's going on. The financial crisis is getting to be a big problem, though. Also, a lot of people are hungry.
Okay. I mean, we can try to do Reign of Mana, like we've done in the past. Just have lots of bread come down and rain. We just have to make sure that it doesn't rain so hard we bring about concussions. Does anybody else have ideas?
With all due respect, Uriel, I don't think it's necessarily an issue of supply. I think it's really more allocation.
Oh, what do you mean?
Well, if you take a look at a lot of different food banks throughout the world and the actual agriculture that's being put forward, just because of all the various advances they've done, that humanity's done, there's actually more food being grown and produced than the current population can actually consume. Unfortunately, it's being pushed to various other countries because of, well, for lack of a better term, capitalism.
That would explain the downturn in famine we've been seeing. Yes.
There is a downturn in famine, but as Ramiel pointed out, there definitely is an allocation issue. It's definitely a bit of a pickle. And if you recall, towards the end of last quarter, that did actually cause a major issue in Western Europe, specifically the area known as France. That did cause a lot of unrest, and I suspect there may be more coming if there isn't some sort of action, but it may not necessarily be something that can come from us.
I see. Thank you. Next, I would like to hear from Simiel. Are you all right, Simiel? Simiel, I need you to unmute yourself.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Can
God.
you hear me now?
Oh,
Can you
wow.
hear me?
Wow.
Oh, sorry.
That's
Let
okay.
me
Wow.
turn that down a little.
Wow. Yes, this new technology. Go ahead. Give us your report.
As you know, I'm in the soul processing department. Thanks for that, Almighty. Yeah. Because I did real well earlier. Anyways, so we have a lot of souls coming in. The process is a little bit difficult at this moment, but we're seeing an upward trend this year, which is a little terrifying because I really can't keep up by myself here. But we're seeing souls in the thousands. 7% of them are about from natural causes. Actually, what I was going to tell you, Orpheal, is unfortunately, I'm seeing an upswing in drug-related deaths here, and it's about at a 25%. So, to your point, I'm not quite sure that drugs are really the way. I understand that there's some all-natural kind of versions, but I don't think those are the ones that folks are dying from. So, should probably watch out on that. At any rate, there's this thing, this virus that's kind of going around that's really keeping me busy here with these souls. But I gotta be honest with you, Uriel, I really don't understand that every time they come through the gates, they keep trying to throw prayers at me as if like they're trying to redeem themselves before they get through the gates. Like, they were supposed to do that before they got to the gates. So I don't understand who hasn't told them how this works, but we need to fix that problem because I'm real tired of hearing their prayers before they get through the gates.
I see. What would you propose should be done about that? And
well,
who would you appoint to do that?
Hey, Orpheal, you actually want something to do?
Yeah. What's up?
Yeah, so I think you should really be going down to the mortals and coaching them, showing them the real way to God, to the Almighty. Because right now, they suck at doing their prayers properly.
But mine are praying all the time, so who is...
But they're not doing it at the right moment. Are you actually going to the mortals before they die? No, you're going to do those tree huggers. The tree huggers.
Okay, they might already be praying, but still.
That may be a slightly different application of oh God, oh God.
Oh.
That was when with the cactus hugging.
Jesus Christ, Mary and Joseph. I just got that.
Thank you, Simiel. Next I would like to hear from Barum.
Hi. Gotta say, still don't really like listening to these prayers. I know you guys didn't really enjoy the flood or the ice age or the meteor shower beforehand, but I don't think this was a great, this was not a good punishment. This wasn't fun. So on the side, I had an idea, if you will, to help build strength and adversity amongst the humans. I thought this would be a really good idea. But there is some, how do I say this, unforeseen circumstances, and someone decided to aim a bat, and the medical research afterwards is doing great. They're getting the strength and adversity slowly. Research is going well.
Hey, wait. Hey, Bram. Hey, I got a question for you real quick. Now that I know how to do the mute thing. Didn't you come up with the pop thing, the king of pop, the king of pop? Yeah.
No, my other side project, because I was told that I wasn't helping humanity in a good way, was I gave them K-pop, and they seem to really enjoy that for some reason.
Yeah, it's the king of pop, right?
No,
That's what the K stands for.
It's not Michael. It's not Michael. I didn't invent Michael. Just the other music genre is taking over the world. They really like it. It makes them happy. Kind of lets them forget about my mistake over here. We don't need to talk about it. They'll be fine.
Question. We didn't invent Michael?
I mean, I personally didn't invent Michael. That's not my job. I believe that's the Almighty themselves.
I'm still not sure who invented Michael. It's the paperwork disappeared.
It's an act of God, I tell you. Act of God!
We're all act
Would
God.
so.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. One day he appeared.
I mean, do you have the paperwork on Michael?
I think
Yes,
so.
the one who files paperwork. Do you have it?
Yeah. I'll have to email it to you.
Did you lose Michael?
Did I lose Michael? No. Yeah.
Moving on. Next I'd like to hear from Eligor. Eligor?
All right. So in my particular region, things are a bit in a holding pattern. A lot of the other items that have been discussed by my colleagues are also impacting a lot of what I'm doing. However, a lot of outreach has been, at least at scale, has been super helpful. Let me see if, do I need to share my screen for this one? No, I think I should be okay. But current wins and losses, big win is the syndication of the Heavenly Valley Evangelical Services. So that is now getting worldwide broadcasting. So that should hopefully be reaching a lot more ears and hopefully getting people to pray in the proper manner before they come, and hopefully increase some efficiencies for Simiel's end. There's also been some alignment with the leftist meme community. Specifically, messages about caring and community are really coming forward. And again, this is part of the larger project we had about 2,000 years ago, and it's still kind of coming up. A lot of different interpretations have come forward in the past couple of millennia, but I think this time they're actually getting a little bit closer to what we intended. And they're communicating it via memes, including ones involving cats. You can thank Orpheal for that one. That was one of her big contributions. Unfortunately, it seems like there's some other things kind of balancing that out, specifically excessive police activity, punishing really minor crimes, which is causing unrest and elevating negative sentiments all over. There's the bat-induced virus. And then also people seem to be taking on slightly more tribal tendencies these days, gravitating to people who are a little bit more like them in a variety of vertices. I could go into it far longer, but I think that would probably defeat the purpose of this meeting.
All right. Thank you, Eligor. Any comments on that? Like, I thought that was pretty straight to the point.
Why do we leave the free will mode on?
That is part of the Almighty's plan. We do not need to question that.
Vangelis
No,
is
we should
right.
question
That is
that.
actually
Why do we leave it on?
because in exchange for them not being eaten anymore, they have to have some way to predetermine what they're doing, so they have the gift of free will. I mean, granted, we don't have that, but they do, and that is part of the Master's design, and I do not question it. But that's me.
It sounds like they just make things worse every year, and we should just erase them and keep all animals.
Moving on, I would like to hear from Vangelis. Vangelis, give me your presentation, please.
Hi. Yes. So after the grand success I had running the Holy War department, being transferred to run the Signs Important project has been a lot of fun. Now, I admit, it was underperforming and underdeveloped, needed a real good overhaul, but I think using our good book-based approaches, I've had some real success. Increases in good omens, like pennies landing heads up, 4-leaf clover findings, and shooting star sightings, has led to an exceptional 7% increase in positive feelings that later contributed to good deeds. On the other side, increases in bad omens like salt spilling, black cat crossings, and mentions of the number 13 have led to a 3% increase in hesitant feelings that contributed to resistance of temptation to sinning. Now, due to the more recent widespread introduction of this devil weed that they call marijuana, prophetic dreams have decreased, but we are looking at other opportunities to increase signs and portents elsewhere. There is some promising areas in seizure-induced vision, but I'm getting ahead of myself. Now, the big project we've been working on is holy images, your food sightings, your cloud sightings. Now, unfortunately, due to the increase of these smartphone technologies, cloud sightings have had a real hit. However, we have just started to implement a program to target, micro-targeting of these people known as influencers for food-based visions, holy visions, the Holy Family and other saints. And we're seeing some real growth potential there through virality and spreading forth of images through these individuals. Now, I know some folks want clearer images, but the Almighty has been very clear that we must not be too overt with what we present, lest we turn faith into knowledge. And we don't want that, because we need faith dividends, not knowledge, which is counterproductive.
All right, thank you, Vangelis. And now I'd like to hear from Tien. Tien?
So, in reference to the growing tribalization of what Eligor said, I wanted to work on a project that brought people together and, really make people come together. So also inspired by Samuel's internet, I started working on a love project, and I thought that people could, share love. And I have a clarifying question.
Okay.
Love and lust. those are different, right?
Yes.
Okay. So,
Why?
I helped make a website, and
Uh-huh.
it's really taking off. And I think it's really bringing people together, and they're sharing a lot of images. And honestly, I think it makes people happy.
Okay.
Uh,
Can
I mean,
anyone verify? Have they seen what Tien's been up to? Can you verify if it's love or lust? I haven't seen it.
It's definitely love. I've seen an uptick in marriages, which means more people are in the church.
and a lot of people say, "Oh God," now, which I think is like pretty much prayer. So like, net win.
Didn't we just discuss this? It's a very different kind of oh God, oh God.
I don't understand the difference. I feel like it's a little too late to ask.
Not too late, but we may want to table that discussion for later unless people want to address this now.
Ooh.
I mean, how many oh gods were you hearing?
Excuse me for a second.
Oh. Okay. Sometimes stuff like that happens. All right. We just lost Tien, but we have to press on with the meeting. So now we're going to be talking on the next thing about our agenda, which is preparing for nominations for Head Angel. As many of you know, after this, I'll be retiring to Bermuda, where I will not be seen for such time because we can retire, and I'm taking advantage of that corporate plan. So, the election of a head angel is a democratic process. Each candidate will need a nominator and a second. You may nominate yourself, and servants of the Almighty may not decline a nomination. So now, we are open for nominations. Who would like to nominate for head angel?
Well, I think I speak for many of us when I say I would like to nominate myself, first and foremost.
Okay. Do we have a second?
I nominate Eligor.
Do we have a second for Eligor?
I second for Eligor, because if she fucks up, if she fudges up, we all know what happens.
All right, sorry, I fell asleep here, but can I second Vangelis? Really? Vangelis. Okay, hold on, Vangelis. If I'm gonna second you, though, you're gonna take this work away from me, right?
We'll figure out a solution that'll work for all of us and get us in a good place.
All right, I second him.
All right.
I would like to nominate Barum.
Do I hear any seconds for Barum?
Can I second myself?
Yes, you can second yourself.
Hi.
Hey, Tien, are you all right? I know you were
Yeah,
just cut off.
Yeah, I took down the website. It's
Okay.
all of them. It shouldn't be a problem. Maybe it is. I don't know. We'll figure it out. It's fine. What are we doing?
Oh, would someone like to explain to Tien what's happening?
We're fielding nominations for Head Angel to replace Uriel so he can go to a much-deserved retirement. Current candidates on the table are Vangelis, myself, much to my surprise, and Barum, of all people.
Flood guy?
Yeah. Flood girl.
Flood girl. Yeah, okay. Okay.
Also, it might be helpful if you discuss what you're looking for in a head angel so that when it comes time to vote, you can do so.
I mean, I'll start here. I want less work, okay? I'm done. I'm tired. I want... Uriel, can I go with you on retirement here? Because processing these souls are just a lot here.
You will have to talk to HR.
I'm never going to get anywhere with them. Okay, all right. Whoever can tell me that I'm not going to be doing the soul processing anymore, you got my vote. You got my vote.
Are you asking for a transfer, Samuel?
Yes. I don't think anybody else can handle this job. Well, I don't know. Ramiel, I'm sure you'd probably want to do it. Yeah, that's what I thought.
I have very efficient systems in place and in mind, and with the new intern program that Eligor has pitched, it sounds like we could get through that paperwork in the next, I don't know, 10 years.
Good luck with that, honey.
You've got mail.
Just automate it. You invented the internet. Just automate it.
Give me a moment. I just heard the Angel Online email go off. Go ahead and talk amongst yourselves. Let me check this email.
Automate it? You try automating when souls keep coming in. There is no stop. Like, these mortals won't stop killing themselves or dying. I don't understand. Like, I can't get a break here. So try to automate the system. You go ahead and try to do it.
Well, if we just, I don't know, got rid of humanity for a bit, we might not have to process so many souls. Also, why are black cats bad luck? Who thought of that? Was it you, Vangelis?
It was
No,
Vangelis.
I believe that came from some counterparts from the downstairs office.
Vangelis, I kind of remember you texting me about... Okay.
I don't want to point any fingers, but I think it was Vangelis.
Because I have seen an uptick in black cat souls. Obviously, we can't take them in because somebody made them bad luck for some reason.
Look, you tried categorizing animals that are believed to be familiar with witches, and you trying to keep them in here? Ugh.
All right.
Witches aren't so bad.
Everyone, I need you to be
Very clear.
Everyone, I need you to be quiet for a moment. This just came in from the home office. I'm going to read this. It is marked as urgent. Please read at your division meetings immediately. I'm going to read this for you right now. Starts from the home office. Several consecutive lackluster soul earnings reports have caused the universe to experience a downgrade in operational quality. Consequently, the Armageddon phase of the strategic plan is now scheduled to commence at the end of the fourth quarter of this fiscal year. As a reminder, all existence will cease promptly at that time and forevermore. Soul acquisition quotas will be adjusted accordingly. This means there will be no bonuses for fourth quarter, but continuation of your diligent work is appreciated. Yours, the Master.
You gotta be kidding me here. So we're gonna be doing more work and no pay?
We're not getting bonuses?
So
you know what? That's it. I've had it. I'm out of here. I'm done. I'm done.
Samuel?
Oh, okay. So let's continue. Nominations for Hen Angel, as that is the next thing on the agenda. So we'll continue to get nominations before we go into a vote. There's currently Eligor, Vangelis, and Barum for nominations, and do we want to discuss what you are looking for in a head angel?
Well, we need someone who can take us to this Armageddon phase, clearly, and Barum has the most experience with that. And I think she's very organized. She's on top of it. She doesn't cause as many problems as people think she does. She's actually quite efficient if you look at her numbers.
Does anyone want to comment on that?
Well, so my concern is that Barum is really fixated on the flood protocols, which, if you recall correctly, due to the Rainbow Dove Accord, that floods are completely off the table. I mean, these propositions, they are not in line with what the Almighty's stated goals and agreements are. So I have a lot of doubts about that.
We don't. Go, Barum.
Regardless, I feel like you did not hear Uriel correctly. He did say it's Armageddon protocols. Therefore, a flood obviously is not adequate enough for Armageddon.
No. It's actually quite the opposite. In fact, we have the textbook right here. We have the game plan. I've been studying it endlessly, and I am ready to implement. Actually, excuse me for a second.
Did you skip the last page?
Okay, well, that just happened. We,
So, as I was about to say, as I've been trying to say, we need someone who can not just take us through Armageddon, but also beyond. We need to be able to have somebody who has additional vision beyond just destroying the current mindset. But we also need to have a rebuilding plan.
See, the plan comes from the Almighty. Remember, it is not our job to overstep them. We just do what they ask. They want Armageddon, we'll give them Armageddon. I believe I am the best angel for the job to execute this plan perfectly without a hitch. And unfortunately, Samuel's not here, but when she decides to return, she will also know that this means that the paperwork will no longer be a problem for us. We will all have an easier time doing our jobs, and Ramiel will also be able to get promoted and actually show how good she is at work. We will all be able to start a whole new journey together.
Did I just hear less paperwork?
No, you'll still have to do the paperwork because there will still be change management. Armageddon doesn't. So basically, what you're saying is all of the work we've done for the past, how many millions of years now is now going to be absolutely worth nothing? Is that what you're saying?
I wouldn't say worth nothing. I think it was a great project that we all had. But once again, we have to listen to the Almighty. I don't understand why you keep trying to go against their word.
At the same time, if you recall what happened after the last Armageddon, this is how we got to where we're at now. We had an entire buildup, and then we had similar problems. We had to shut it down again, and then we had to restart. And that's where we came in. That was when we were first onboarded. Don't you remember that?
Of course I remember that. But, you know, I like to follow the Almighty. I know Vangelius loves to listen to the Almighty. That is his thing. And, you know, it would be very disrespectful if you go against his wishes.
I'm not going against the Almighty's wishes. I'm just saying I'm planning for anything that's happening after the Armageddon.
Vangelis, why do you have a sword? Why did you bring it to a board meeting?
Oh, I'm sorry. I just got really excited. I've got my apocalypse gear all set up. So I'm just, really ready for these changes coming in.
What is in your background?
Oh, it's the Four Horsemen. I've got the big setup ready to welcome them. Big party like, hey guys, it's here. It's the apocalypse. Welcome.
The humans made up the Four Horsemen. They're not real.
Thought they were metaphors.
Due to divine inspiration. Come on.
I suggest for Armageddon protocols, we press reset on all the humans and keep animals. And literally, I mean press reset, not kill them, like just poof them out of existence. Also, if you want to show off swords, I made some after that cool movie series. My flaming sword lights up now. It's awesome.
Huh.
The purple flame model. Very nice.
Interesting.
That is impressive.
Were we issued one when we started?
Yes.
Yes, that's standard issue.
Yeah, standard issue.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, some of us actually collect some of the ancient ones. I have mine over there if you want to see it, but how do you not have yours?
It's somewhere.
Prove it.
We have a meeting. We're doing a meeting. Yeah. Eligor, don't you have a thing about a plan for the next part?
I did have some additional scaling initiatives that would have potentially prevented the Armageddon mode if people had actually listened to it. Would you like me to go over that? I did put quite a bit of work into it, but if it's not actually going to be useful to anyone, why bother?
We do have time. We do have 14 minutes until the end of this meeting, by which we have to decide how do we want to vote for this. So I would suggest that anyone who is currently on the docket to be head angel, now would be your time to present any plans that you have. I mean, we see Vangelis has a plan, which involves 4 horses and a sword. Barum's plan seems to be floods, and Eligor, I know you were talking about certain plans, but I didn't get the whole scope yet.
So most of my plans actually were predicated upon the fact that humanity and the world itself and the universe as we know it would still exist.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, that means a lot of what I was planning is pretty much moot at this point.
So what you're saying is you're unprepared.
No.
You can adapt.
Yeah. What I'm saying is I was way more prepared than you to actually use what we had available, as opposed to just destroying everything. Because I happen to know for a fact that just destroying everything is not always going to be the answer. If the Almighty says it is, sure, we'll go with that. But this is always cyclical. We contract, we expand. It happens all the time. It's happened at least 3 cycles now. So what are we going to do afterwards? I can absolutely rain down hellfire as much as anybody else. I can absolutely bring out my flaming sword. I can absolutely let the masses rain down on the 1%, as you call it, and have the rich eaten as part of this massive life-ending event. I can absolutely set all of that off. They just need to hear a word from me. But you know what? We need to think about the future. We need to think about how we rebuild from this.
Eligor, can you clarify what do you mean by they?
Humanity.
So you just give them the word, like you're the Almighty, and they set it all off for you.
Influencers. Remember that leftist meme community I told you about? Mm-hmm. They hear the word revolution and they will come jumping right up.
Yeah, we gotta do something about these mortals.
I mean, sure, it is a little bit of the rehashing of the old Morningstar project, but use what works.
Let's not discuss the Morningstar project. That was
Honestly, I just drew a fun picture of our brother here. Having a good time. So what if instead of we recreate them the same way every time? That's the problem. We don't change anything about them, and we keep giving them so much free will, and they keep turning out terrible. Also, I forgot to mute, I guess.
Can we replace them with cats?
I am pro this cat plan.
Where did you get a black cat?
We're working on a second place for black cats.
Just black cats.
Just black cats. And maybe some other...
can't touch them.
And maybe calicos.
So question for Orpheal. I know we're gonna go on a little tangent, but how do you turn that into a meme? Like, do you put it into a machine and it becomes a meme? How does that work?
Yeah, so you take a phone with a camera and you take a picture, and then there's these apps, like what Tian made. Not like what Tian made. but kind of like that idea.
You mean like you mean like these things are full of love and lust?
Yes, and also another word for cats that I'm not sure I'm allowed to say in a meeting.
What word is that?
Starts with a P.
There's a song about it.
They
I
seem
feel
to
like
be
I did a
heavily
lot of
hydrated.
inspiring.
Speaking of which,
Oh,
It's
yes.
about hydrated cats, I think.
hmm
Thank you for the reminder to hydrate. Even though we are incorporeal beings, we do need water.
Honestly, it's like the best thing that the Almighty invented. Water is so refreshing. We don't need it, but it tastes amazing. It's so good.
So, actually, thank you, Orpheal. You just gave me an excellent idea for how we will rebuild post-Armageddon. Cat people.
I love it.
What?
That would be so cute.
The sentient species, an apex species, as far as intelligence and sentience, will be based off the current feline model.
Aren't those... Is it like that one movie? That one really strange movie? And the time that I took one of Orpheal's... What is it? Like, you had me watch this movie, and I took one of your things. And it was just like... They're like jelly beans? Jello?
They call them edibles.
Ah, okay.
Actually, what I think you're referring to is called Jellico cats.
Oh.
I found that on my research on the internet. But it started as a musical, not a movie, right?
I do believe it was won by that lovely fellow who wrote Jesus Christ Superstar. Oh, that's my favorite.
Oh.
And before that, it was actually a poem.
Yes. Specifically, I actually do believe the author of those poems was, in fact, on similar intoxicants to those edibles when he wrote those.
Well, I actually heard he got it from like his niece, because humans have so many fun accents. I think she said like, she was trying to say like young little cats, and it was like young little cats, and it sounded like Jellicle apparently, or something weird.
That's a strange accent.
So what I'm hearing is that you want to reset the mortals to be Jellico cats.
Well, sort of.
What about the like video game ones? There's like this thing called Skyrim, and it has cats, and they seem to want to sell you a powder a lot.
That is a possibility. That is absolutely a possibility. That said, we may see some changes in how sentience and civilization may arise simply from the different wiring of a feline brain.
We are getting close to our meeting end, and we need to figure out how do we want to cast our vote. So our first vote is, do you want to make this an open vote, or do you want this a secret ballot?
Secret ballot.
Okay, so we have one vote for secret ballot.
I second secret ballot.
All right. How is everybody else wanting to vote? Open vote or secret ballot?
I was going to say open so we can see Simiel vote against Vangelis.
Ramiel's for open vote.
I have a 7-seal plan ready to go to implement for the apocalypse. I'm just saying. And,
Ramiel, when we're done with this, I swear, I'm going to Zoom you and we're going to talk about this. Okay? Because I'm real tired of all of your crap that you're giving me.
Emil, calm down. You'll go on vacation soon enough as long as you elect me.
I would say an open vote.
Open vote. We have nothing to hide.
Okay, let me just go one at a time and let's figure out open vote and secret ballot. So, Barum, your open vote?
Yes.
Orpheal, open vote or secret ballot?
Secret ballot.
Secret ballot. Ramiel, open vote, secret ballot?
Open.
Eligor, open vote, secret ballot?
I could go either way. I know. I'm awful.
It's a legit vote. Tien, open vote or secret ballot?
I was gonna say open, but now I don't know.
Okay. Simiel, open vote or secret ballot?
Secret.
Vangelis, open vote or secret ballot?
Open.
With 3 votes for open ballot, 2 abstentions, and 2 for secret, we are going to have this as an open vote to determine who the next head angel is. So, as I call your name, cast for either Eligor, Vangelis, or Barum. I'm going to start with the 3 obvious candidates first. You do not have to vote for yourself, but I'm going to ask you anyway. Barum, who do you vote for?
You're on mute. Which I prefer, but...
We really got to work on this technology stuff. I will cast my vote for myself because I believe that we should follow the work of the Almighty to a T, because it is not our job to be doing other work, because we are not the Almighty.
Eligor, who do you cast your vote for?
I'll be voting for myself. I plan to put the right people in the right positions to do the job. For example, if I'm made head angel, Vangelis, you'll be my apocalypse head. How do you feel about that?
Tempt me not, Satan.
Vangelis, who would you like to cast your ballot for?
I will cast my ballot for myself.
Next, Ramiel, who would like you to cast your vote for?
I'm sticking by my Barum, best buddy, been through a lot together. Sticking by her.
Simiel, who would you like to cast your vote for?
I don't know, because not a whole lot of them made a sweet deal for me here, but Vangelis, I'm sorry, man, but you didn't make it all that sweet, so Eligor, you got my vote.
Tien, who would you like to cast your vote for?
I kind of like Eligor's plan, so I think I'm gonna go with them.
All right. Orpheal, who would you like to cast your vote for?
Eligor! Cat people!
All right. With the majority voting for Eligor, congratulations, you are the new head angel. I'm going to tell you right now, immediately after, I'm going to start my plan to go over to Bermuda, so good luck with the Armageddon and all of that. As part of the last part of my agenda, I'm going to start packing, because the Bermuda Triangle is a nice place to disappear. So, Eligor, if you would like to take care of the rest of the meeting, we have 1 minute and 30 seconds before amen.
Thank you all for your confidence in me. We've got a lot of work to do. It'll be a long process, but for now, let's bring about the end of the world.
Well, we have some time left. However, I'm pretty sure that is a pretty good ending, so I'm going to call amen.
Amen.
Can I get an amen?
Amen.
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 Okay. Wow. I have never run this game, so I didn't know where this was going to go, but that was amazing to just watch.
Everyone here was fantastic. I love you all to bits.
Yeah.
Ted, oh my God.
Why black cats, Ted?
I knew every single person here would bring their A game. And Ted, I've been LARPing with you, what, for like 7 years now?
Something like that,
I did not expect that holy roll to come out of you. Like, that was amazing.
Oh, it was an absolute blast having you as a sparring partner verbally. That music cue at the end, it was intended to interrupt, but it actually kind of made things really good. Happy accidents.
Yes.
All right, so we're gonna go through the debriefing process as listed as part of this game created by Margo Gray. Again, people who are looking for this game, the name is literally here in Zoom. It's called Are You There, God? It's the quarterly earnings report. First of all, let's go ahead and change our names back to who we are as people. So I'm gonna say bye to Uriel. It's fun playing him. Go ahead and change to the pronoun that you yourself use while we are adjusting back to that. Awesome. And so, the questions of the debrief. We are now all mortals again, but thank you for playing angels. So I'm going to go through here on my Zoom screen. I'm going to start with Lex and go down the table. What is one word that describes your current state? I'm going to start with Lex.
I'm excited. That was really fun, man.
All right, Bretney. Oh.
You're on mute.
You're on mute.
Dear God. Sorry, my cat was in the litter box. that was a fun game.
Hell shit.
With cats.
Blythe.
I'm feeling good. That was a lot of fun. Like, I didn't expect. I picked the bitter angel, so that was interesting.
Renee.
I had a blast. The snake oil just in fact, I did in fact have the light queued up for the ending. So I had a feeling something was gonna happen. Eligor was the one who's like one step from basically being a fallen angel. So I'm like, I got that red light queued up. It's like, let's go.
Clara.
This was so much fun. Hold on, I need to do something.
Oh, okay.
Adventure
time.
I feel the need to prove I do have a sword. I did not lose it. I looked behind me. I was like, I can't get up in time to grab that.
Sin.
Oh man, this was a blast. Honestly, I had so much fun being this old, tired, annoyed person the whole time. All the process and stuff like that, I do that for my own job, so it was nice to kind of just get my annoyance out in role play for it. So yeah, it was great. You guys were all wonderful to play with. It was spot on. It was just it was the 2 hours that I needed.
Ted.
I am absolutely tickled. This was a lot of fun. Got a real blast kind of falling into the goody two-shoes antagonist role, which was a whole bunch of okay, yeah, I can work with this. And y'all were just great to play with, every last one of you. And yeah, glad I got to use, I had my robe on deck because I don't know, might need it. And then,
there you go.
All right. So next question here is, share a moment in the game that you found exciting, interesting, or meaningful. Oh, so basically share your favorite moment in game. I'm going to start off with Renee on this one.
Oh gosh. Cat people. I read the room. I was just like, okay, cats are coming up, memes are coming up, cute things are coming up. We need to figure out a way. It's just like, boom, cat people.
Great heightening.
Clara.
I honestly, Ted disappearing and coming back I'm here for the apocalypse. I died. It was perfect.
Sin.
I have to give it to Blythe. You lost Michael Jackson, and just seeing it popping up on the chat, like I couldn't keep my face straight.
And the best thing is, there was a lot of ambiguity on whether or not it was Michael Jackson or Michael the Archangel.
Yeah, you lost Michael. Yeah,
that was so good.
Ted.
Honestly, I enjoyed the whole black cat bit just kind of happening, and it was a lot of fun. And then coming to the ultimate fruition when an actual black cat is brought up, like, mwah, that is the kind of stuff you can't write. Well, you can write, but it would talk. But yeah, that's
Lex.
So I actually enjoyed the part that we didn't know how this was going to be set up with the enemies, and like your spouses, because we actually had a plan, like a sidebar that Cynthia, Renee, and I were going to work together to get Elgor to be the next head angel, and then all of a sudden we were supposed to be enemies. I was like, all right, I can work with this. I'll wing it. We'll see how this goes. I'm so glad that she won. You're on mute.
You were on mute.
The power of improv. It's a beautiful thing. And the back and forth was just wonderful. Thank you so much for that.
Bretney.
I love how we all like weaved in the pop culture references and that sort of thing. So it kind of just brought it to, you know, a really fun level. Yeah, it was just so much fun on so many planes of existence. Let's say that.
Blythe.
Sorry, I got excited because there's a dog. I gotta give it to Sin, because when I was like, you have to be her enemy, and I'm like, no, Sin is so hard to hate, and then she just vibed real quick on what the rivalry was, and it just made me laugh so much. It was like, oh my god, perfect, we found it.
Yeah, you know, it's so hard because Blythe and I have first met as Disney princesses, so going into like hating each other like that, it was hard. I love you, Blythe. Like that was just amazing.
Let's see. My favorite moment was when people selectively chose when to cut out of chat. Like every single time you did it, it was at the right appropriate moment and you had a reason, and it was just so cool to watch. It's like, and you could see the whole dynamic change when that happened. So you all picked really good moments when to go off screen.
I love Ted's picture choice too.
So next question here. How did you decide what your character's priorities were during play, and what events or behavior influenced or changed those priorities? I realize that's a complex question, but it was interesting. Like, you started off in one area, and clearly by the time we got to the end, I saw everyone to some extent change a little bit based off of how they were role-playing. I'm going to start off with Ted for this one.
Mine was pretty clean cut for me, since I was trying to do the whole my thing was I was like, oh, I'm the by the book guy, I'm the very much, and then the apocalypse, there's literally a book for this, and that was like, oh yes, I know what I'm doing. And then losing completely was also kind of a fun little bit of like, oh.
Lex.
I think I originally just wanted to play like this crazy person who's just like, but the flood though, like, let's go. And then I got elected, like, wait, and now I have to play a position like someone who's actually somewhat smart. So I tried to play it smarter, and it was interesting. Hopefully it came off a little bit like I'm crazy, but not really. Like, there's a legit reason behind this.
Bretney.
So for my character, kind of wanting to be like an excessive people pleaser to kind of take care of internal inadequacies. So that kind of played out in this really kind of awkward, trying to be really good, but yet totally messing up in certain ways sort of character that has this kind of redeeming quality to it. It like makes sense, but doesn't really. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's kind of how I rolled with it. And then my cat always loves to jump in on things, so he was walking around meowing at me, and I'm like, just get in. It's perfect.
So my credit to you for playing that character, because I think playing a character that has imposter syndrome, because I have that in real life, is so hard to convey, and it's such a hard character to play, like among like all of these like personalities that are very I guess outward to portray. So really good job on that.
Oh, thank you. And it was nice having the rivalry with Ted as well, because it's like we both kind of have that same like we want to be good people sort of tendencies. So that was an interesting dynamic there.
Yeah, it was a fun back and forth on that. It's like, oh, these aren't naturally. Why would they be? Huh? But it actually kind of works.
I kind of saw this. I'm gooder than you, but I'm going to be polite about it. That's what I saw going back and forth. Blythe.
Yeah, so Ramiel's character is like the person who didn't get promoted or just could be doing a lot more, and so they've started slacking off, and they're bitter about the fact that they're not doing enough because they're bored. And it started off leaning into that, and then I was like, then I had the friendship with Barum, who is really into ending the world, and I was like, well, I guess I'm into ending humanity now. And I think, like, I just kind of was like, well, I'll play into the fact that she's bitter about her job and hates humans, and I kind of just went with that.
Renee.
So, for me, I didn't really play up a lot of the things that I initially thought that I might have to. I did a little bit of research specifically on the name Eligor. Eligor is actually a demon. Specifically, with their purview is winning people over to their side. So that actually worked out really well, kind of on a meta level here. But originally, as written, Eligor was kind of that rule breaker, that literally one step away from, becoming a fallen angel. I didn't really get to do get to the mustache twirling a whole lot, but it was definitely kind of this like, yeah, let's talk about that. So let's work together. Let's make a deal.
Clara.
I knew that like the character I picked was well-meaning but bad at their job, which is like one of my favorite things. But I definitely went in. I didn't kind of know what I was going to do other than ask questions, and then you were like, send me your favorite sin, and I was like, oh, I know what I'm bad at now, which is, so it sort of went from just like, oh, okay, I don't really get how people work, to like, I really don't get how people work.
That love versus lust thing almost killed me.
I also like that in the chat you were like guessing what Tiana had invented, and it was like all of those are super valid.
Yeah, I think it went from like Tinder to Grindr to Pornhub to FetLife. Like, we ran the gamut. Oh yeah, OnlyFans is in there too. Yeah.
Yeah, the answer was yes.
That is the best answer.
Sin.
I think it took. So I had the intention, like much like Lex had said, that we were gonna pair off with Renee over here and like kind of run like the bad circle. So I was really gonna play off of like, I'm tired of this shit. Like, I don't want this anymore. But the minute I got paired off with Goody Two Shoes Ted over here, I was like, oh shit, I gotta be good. So I was trying to like figure out like, how do I make her good even though she's pissed off at stuff. So I kind of went the more analytical like process route, and like getting frustrated because there was too much processing going on that she couldn't like catch up with it. So that I try to pull my numbers in as best as possible to kind of combat against some people, which was a lot of fun.
I love how this character is really unlike any other character I've seen you play, and I've seen you play a lot of different characters, and I've literally never seen this.
So I I have to say, so I originally missed the call that you put out on Facebook about who wanted to do it, and I was over at our parents' house where Lex lives, and she's telling me all the different angels, and the moment I heard Samuel, I was like, I need to play Samuel. Like, I could hear the voice in my head. I immediately called Ryan, like right after. I was like, Ryan, I'm playing this game. I'm playing Samuel, and I did the voice for him. And like it was gone. It was done. Like this entire week, I've been like amping up to play this character because, like you said, I've never done anything like this before, and mind blown. I can't believe I did it, and it's awesome. I'm so here for it.
So Sin
You
generally
were
has an
fantastic. You were really fantastic. Like I was like getting full like Gilbert Gottfried vibes over here. It was great.
I mean, Sin generally has an open like invitation to play in any of the games that I have, because like one of my BFFs. But I have never seen her call so fast to play a character for any of my games. Like literally, like as soon as I post it, I get a phone call from Simpson. I'm like, I hope everything's okay. It's like, I want to be in this game. I'm like, holy cow! Okay, sure. Was not expecting that. And one final question, just because one of the parts of debriefing is just separating ourselves from our characters, and we can start with Lex on this one. Name one thing that you are like with your character, and name one thing that you and your character are not alike with. Hopefully that made sense, but
yeah. I think I'm sometimes too very fed up with humanity. Aren't we all? But I definitely think that humanity is definitely worth saving. Like, there's so many good parts about it, and so this person's just like off the deep end. I was like, but no, we have to save them.
Bretney.
Okay, so like qualities, I could be pretty much of a dork for the most part and deal with a little bit of imposter syndrome as well. Very unalike because I'm kind of like somewhat not all up into memes as much, even though I do make some of my own for my own promotional purposes, but not the generic kind. So, I mean, there's a lot of similarities, but definitely I'm more straight-laced, oddly enough.
Blythe.
I think a big similarity is I have definitely been in jobs where if the work isn't, I get this in school too, where if I'm not like, if I don't feel like it's challenging enough or like I'm doing a lot, I start to get kind of bored and tired of the job or tired of school, which I think is a like common ADHD or autistic thing. I'm just like, well, I'm bored of it now. This isn't what I want to do anymore. I'm trying to work on that. But another, like, the thing that was really different is I'm actually not that, like, I'm not that bitter about humanity at all. I actually like humans, and I'm actually have quite a bit of faith in them. It also they just make me sad a lot. So I don't actually want the world to end or to kill all the people, but that was the character I played.
Good job with that character too. Renee.
So, as far as things that I have in common with Eligor, it's the tendency to kind of question processes and why we're doing things a certain way and wanting to essentially make things better for various definitions of better. In ways that I'm not like Eligor is I am not quite that kind of cutthroat and smarmy as far as kind of the ambition piece of it. There are definitely things that I want to do, and I'll take the steps to do them, but I'm not going to be super slimy about it. But then again, I'm totally the kind of person who's going to get busted on a thing on a technicality. Like, you didn't quite do this just right enough, so no, we're terrible. Like gaming while fat.
Clara.
I'd like to think I'm a lot more capable than Tien is at things in general. I do understand the difference between, I do understand how many eyes humans have. But I will say, I do kind of, sometimes I do identify with like well-meaning, but like kind of doing the wrong well-meaning. So it's always a fun archetype. And also like a lot, especially when I was like in high school and younger, I was like, there was a lot of this like, I want to do the good thing and just kind of barreling in the wrong direction. So like, I like that about this character too.
Sin.
Oh man, this character is pretty close to home here. No, I think a lot of the processing and I'd say a lot of the process and the way she handled things is probably a lot like me. I would say the less I'm not as combative as maybe this character kind of tended to be, and I'm not as fed up with life as as this character is. I mean, I'm a little fed up, but like not as fed up with life. So yeah, those are my differences.
Ted.
Yeah, so I definitely have some tendencies towards being a goody two shoes. Been working on that, but definitely my apparently I found out later my friends nicknamed me the Paladin back in college. Not the worst nickname to have, but yeah. However, unlike Vangelis, I am not a self-centered, self-righteous prick. Yeah, those are traits I dislike. But it was a lot. It was very. It was a bit of a challenge to play them, but also kind of fun in that sort of way. It was like, but I had that little voice in the back of myself. Don't be a jerk. These are your friends. Then we should have a fun game and make it interesting. Hold it back.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go one more time through everybody, and as you talk, please let them know where they can find you on the internet or plug any projects that you're working on. I'll go ahead and start with Lex.
Hello, I'm Lex. You can find me on Instagram. It's Lex the Chameleon. You can also find me on my very dead Twitter. It's Lex the Chameleon. You can also find me in my lovely house doing schoolwork all the time.
Bretney.
Hello. Okay, you can find me all over Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. On Instagram, you can find me under Bretney Perr. You can also find me under i.am.obscurum, obscuram, and that is my blog. Yeah, so obscurum.com is the main page of my blog that you can find me. Obi is reminding me that he also has an Instagram with his brother, and that's Obi, OBIE _AND and _midnight, MIDNIGHT.
Thank you. Blythe.
I have to unmute myself. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitch, all under BlytheKala93. I try to keep my brand pretty easy to find. On Saturdays, you can find me GMing a Star Wars game called Star Wars Silence in the Force that starts at 10 a.m. Saturday mornings on twitch.tv/It's Probably Okay. The VODs are all on Probably Okay Games YouTube. Coming up Monday, yes, this Monday, I'm going to start being back on Happy Jack RPG every other Monday at 7 p.m. if I can remember dates and times. It's 2020. None of this matters anymore. No, but yeah, I think that's everything I'm doing on the internet right now.
Renee.
So hi, I'm Renee. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Renee Y Ritchie. If you're looking for products I've worked on, you can search Renee Ritchie on DriveThruRPG. And if you want to look at some of my older material, specifically around Vampire the Masquerade, you can look up Harpy's Gonna Harp on Tumblr.
Clara.
Hi. You can find me all over the internet, usually as clearly _golden. especially on Twitter, where I yell about tabletop RPGs. I am on every Monday. I am on Games We Never Plays podcast, where we do sort of a vertical slice of games that are not D&D, basically, where we do like a play test and review from character creation to review, and sort of do samples for other people to follow, get an idea of what they like. I'm also every other Monday, I'm on Happy Jack's RPG podcast, where we're playing currently Lighthearted, which is an 80s themed urban fantasy with neon magic. And sometimes I'm a mermaid. You can find that on your own.
And that is the Monday that I'm not on Happy Jack.
Yes.
They alternate.
They've separated us for the good of humanity.
Apparently. No. Sin.
Awesome. Well, I also have the crazy laundry list of internet stuff too. So hi, Cynthia Marie. You guys can find me on Instagram, Cynthia__Marie, or on Twitter at Cindancer. I am actually going to be playing in a game this weekend, November 21st. I'm going to be playing in Jasper's Game Day. It's for international survivors of Suicide Lost Day. So it's going to be a charity game. Please come check it out. That's going to be twitch.tv/DND. That's going to be at 3:30 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Let me repeat that, 3:30 Eastern Standard Time. So if you're Pacific, that is a lot earlier. Like
I'll
for
be 12:30.
Yeah, thanks. I couldn't math while I was talking at the same time. It's great. It's great. Other than that, you guys can obviously find me here on this channel, Life Action Roleplay, as a co-host to Ryan Omega, where we actually do the full podcast, Life Action Roleplay, where we talk about role-playing stuff. Woo! Who would have thought? Yeah, otherwise, my regular games, I play Call of Cthulhu, I play D&D, I play Vampire the Masquerade. So if you want to find out my schedule, just hit it up on the Instagram and Twitters, and you can see what I'm coming up next, because I do a lot of random one-shot stuff. Woo!
Ted.
Yeah, you can find my non-active Twitter at Ted Minette, TEDMINETTE. On Instagram, I post to maybe once in a month or so. I don't know. And at the same, at Ted Minette. And a Twitch account that one day might be active. So, yeah.
All right, I'm going to try to speak directly into the mic. Hopefully you can hear me. You could find me here on Life Action Roleplay, along with Cynthia Marie and Kai Norman, every other Thursday on our show Life Action Roleplay, which has been discussion on LARP stuff, role-playing stuff, things on live stream. We've been going for over 3 years now, so a lot of our topics have recently been talking about dealing with things under the pandemic and gaming in that kind of scenario. Also, next Tuesday, we're continuing these games that you could play over Zoom. So on the next Game Over Video Chat is a game called Long Time Listener, Last Time Caller, which is about a DJ who is talking to various radio callers at the end of the world. And I purposely was looking for newer people who have never live streamed before or have barely live streamed. With the exception of one person, I have Al Gonzalez as one of our guest DJs, because he's an actual musician as well. But some of our newer people include Ben Paris, Go, Bria Nicole, Loriana Michalek, and Salem Foxglove. So in their first time playing this this game, so it's a chance for them to get their feet wet on stream, as well as stretch their acting muscles, because we're going to demand a lot of that action in their first role play live stream, and that will be next week here at 8 p.m. Pacific. And I believe there's one other announcement that needs to happen. Sin?
Yeah, I totally forgot. I'm so sorry. But I'm also a Dice affiliate for Die Hard Dice. So if you guys want to get a cool percentage, because they just released some holiday percentages, which is higher than the 10% that I normally give, use my promo code Cyn Givings, CYNGINVINGS, to get that discount. It's on my Twitter. I've already posted all of it. But the cool thing about using the promo code that I just gave you is that the proceeds will be going to the charity of my choice. The one that I chose is Anxiety and Depression Association of America. So if you want to donate to the research for anxiety and depression, please, please, please go buy some dice using my promo code. Thank you.
Give to me the shiny click-clacks.
Give to us the shiny math dice or the math rocks. I messed that up. Anyways, thank you for joining us here on Life Action Roleplay Game Over Video Chat playing Are You There, God? It's the quarterly earnings report by Margo Gray. And if you enjoy this game, you can find this on Google. Just type that title and that will appear. And if you also have suggestions for these games that can be played over Zoom, even if they have to be translated over Zoom, please let me know. You can contact me over on Twitter under RyanOMGA. And until next time, stay safe and bye!